Trusty 8 Podcast. We are live with Atheist Mo. Happy Sunday evening to everyone. Uh, so, is it snowing where you're at, Mo?
No, it's just windy and cold. It's January, I'm in southeastern part of Michigan. I'm about 12 miles away from Detroit border. Suburb, kind of urban, kind of.
Got you. Yeah, I'm out here in Northern California where we're drowning right now. It's like I guess we're falling into the ocean. Parts of California are literally falling into the ocean. Of course, that happens all the time, but it's like, yeah. What's up? I see look trees in the chat. Good to see you, buddy.
So yeah, I've been pondering about contributing to my own channel. Here I sat in here for 4 hours without doing anything. I listened to a lot of Hitchens. My phone battery is probably pretty low too. So I assume this is going to be an hour or less. Right?
Yeah, we could do like an hour. That's cool. Like, I don't really have like a hard stop time like that, but yeah, I don't want to keep you out there.
Less than an hour.
Yeah, for sure. So you're like the meme master right now. You've been making memes like crazy over on Facebook.
I got 10,000 memes and certain Facebook accounts that I keep on downloading. It's a lot easier than doing video. I've been like lazy as fuck about doing video because it takes so much damn energy. I bark like a dog because I have dozens of contradictions memorized, and it's not easy work. And especially when you have a 40-hour job and you walk back and forth like 5 miles each way. By the time I get here, I'm too fucking tired.
Yeah, I totally get you there, bro.
I'm a maintenance guy. Maintenance guy is a hard job.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because you got to be a jack of all trades there, right? Like, whatever's broke, you got to figure out how to fix it.
I'm loving it. No, I'm not loving
it. No. I've heard they're a mixed bag over there. But at least they're not like making you pray right before you shift or.
Religion never comes up really. But I did make fun of this guy who he works at 6 a.m. Sunday morning, and he's special because let me get off at 10 so I could go to church. And what about that Numbers 15, 32 through 36, where a guy's gathering sticks and they stone him to fucking death because he worked on a Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know. Why is there so much stoning to death in the Bible? Why do you like? I mean, some people maybe would disagree with that, but that's the way I read a lot of the text. It's like
there's a quote in Hitchens' video. It says, the Old Testament God wants to punish you during your life to kill you to death, and then Jesus waits till after you die. Then he punishes you. There's weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. There's a video I want to do. It's got dozens of verses. It's weeping, wailing, gnashing of teeth. That's mentioned 45 times in the King James. Weeping, wailing, gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a horror movie, like an old school, you like zoom in, the chick's like screaming, and it's like.
I don't want to get into. I made so many damn deconversion stories, but I could tell you that Psalm 21, I think it's 5 through 10. It talks of burning children to death. When I was a Christian up until the age of 30. That was 25 years ago. But I was I cherry picked Psalms, and I just loved Psalms. I read 150 Psalms, and I used to sing them. Like I used to sing them on the bus, and people would be looking at me like, "Oh, shut the fuck up!" And it's like, and then I come across some really bad shit, like burning children to death. That's when I decided. I got off the bus. I took that Bible. I wanted to pelt it to the asphalt as hard as I could so that it'd break. And from that day on, I said, I'm more moral than this book. Fuck you. You talk burning children to death. That's it. I'm done.
You just kind of had a personal epiphany about that. That it wasn't like any particular speaker that kind of changed your mind on that, or like it was just from reading the
No,
Bible.
this was long before the internet. This was like 1999, 2000. This is long before the internet. This is where you had to look up shit in the library. You go actually walk into a library building. Well, I didn't even use the internet till like 2010.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I mean, we did have like, I don't know, I think, well, yeah, it wasn't 2000. It was a little later when we started like getting into like MySpace and like social media stuff like that. But I wasn't using it for anything like what I'm using it for now. I was using it to promote music. You're into some pretty hard style music. Have you always been into like deathcore, grindcore, and stuff?
It's more like noisecore, like
Noisecore?
Nihilist Commando. They'll have it's like super fast, short, like, and then that's it. It's like they got 50 songs in like 13 minutes. But I do like I got wide variety. I'm in love with Bork.
Okay, the female
so
artist?
I could go from power violence to Bork. I could go to noisecore to some proto punk, anarcho punk, whatever. Wide variety. I don't like popular music. Any commercial popular music, no. It's only underground, or I don't listen to it.
No, I love that.
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows
I've heard of that before. It's totally cool. You know, I'm really into the punk shit, but like, I used to like that. You know, there's like bands like Rancid that have like all their songs are 2 minutes or less, and then like 30 of them on the album.
Dead Kennedy.
Oh yeah. I got to see. I didn't get to see the original Dead Kennedys, but I got to see Jello Biafra and the Guantanamo School of Medicine with Tool. That was a great show. They're just freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, everyone knows I love weed. This is a torpedo pipe. I got wax and hash in it.
Nice. Yeah, I'm well, I don't have any wax or anything, but I am smoking a nice little doobie here.
Oh, I got some pre-rolls already.
Yeah, I haven't been able to make it down to the club lately, but I should do that because I've still got some of my Christmas weed, but I'm on the lower grade stuff, which is still not bad. Like, but it's not the primo.
I got this obsession because it's legal here that I'm constantly shopping at the dispensaries and blasting away my money. But I'm living here rent free with my sister. But I pitch her a couple $100 every once in a while. But
got you. Yeah, I mean, man, I'm looking at
using their electricity.
Shared living environment down here in Richmond, California. They want $1,350 a month, $1,350 a month to rent a room, and share a kitchen and a bathroom with like a bunch of college kids.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
No.
insane.
They run about 1,000 a month here.
That's just for a room or for like your own place?
No, if you want a 1-bedroom apartment.
Oh, damn, yeah. So it's getting close to here.
Well, the only way you get something cheap is if you go in the hood, go in Detroit. I guess. Detroit's scary. If there's, I remember I made a meme. That I had this lovely lady friend who lived way by the casinos, like way in the west side of Detroit, and she picked me up like in Roseville and drive like 25 miles to her hood, and it's like I forget. Oh yeah, now I remember what it was. We're getting weed, and I was making memes on my phone, and I said, "Look at this! Isn't this funny? Like maybe Earth is just another planet's hell." Oh, and she was so offended. She's just because believe it or not, I had this lovely lady friend who's Holy Roller Baptist, but I love her though, and I make fun of her religion in front of her all the time, and then but God, it's God's earth. He can do what he wants and do whatever. And there's a big contradiction video on that too.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Richard Batson about this the other night too. I don't think like a really truly omnipotent God who knows everything wouldn't have a sense of humor about it. Like, if there's really a God, you think he's gonna care about that you're talking shit. It's like, no. I mean, he's probably gonna be like, yeah, these humans, they're freaking crazy.
Hey, if you read in Genesis, I think it's in chapter 4. He doesn't even know where his fucking people that he created. Where are you in the garden? Where are you?
Yeah. Or it reminds me that there's an older meme where it's like Jesus knocking at the door. And the guy says, "Who is it?" He says, "Jesus, let me in." He says, "Why?" He says, "So I can save you." Save me from what? From what I'm gonna do to you if you don't let me in, man. You know.
I did this chain of verses for many videos. Sometimes the repeat material, but I asked the question Genesis 1:1 and prove that, and then you go, who's the fourth letter of the entire book? In the beginning, God. Now, question is if you heard nothing about this book or nothing about the religion at all, and all of a sudden you pick up the book and you go to the fourth word and it says God, how are you supposed to know what that is? There's no pre-explanation to that. In the beginning, God, like you're supposed to assume that. And okay, the last verse of Genesis 1 says, 131 says, and it was all good. And then, like 2:1 and 2 says, 2:1 and 2 says, it was so good, I'm just going to take a nap. Then you go to Genesis 6, it's premeditated murder. It says, I'm going to do this. And then 7, he kills everyone in a fucking flood. And then Genesis 8, it says, I promise I'm never going to do it again. Then the last chapter of the entire Old Testament says, I will send a curse on you, Malachi 4:6. So that's
kind of in the
right
beginning. At Genesis, God's just so self-satisfied. He keeps looking at everything he does and like saying, "Yeah, it's just so good. Everything's so great. Look at everything I'm doing. It's really good." Like, and he just keeps saying that.
I even got a contradiction video on how the 6-day creation versus the instant creation. There's also an instant creation if you go into the Apocrypha, the Book of Wisdom. I forget what chapter it was, but anyways, maybe 14. But anyways, it's just everything was made, bam, boom, in an instant, right away. But then you had the Genesis where it takes 6 whole fucking days.
I know you said you didn't really want to talk about deconversion too much, but were you raised in the church?
No, get this. I come from a family of 11, and I was the 10th one. By that time, they're too damn tired. And I guess they adhered to the no birth control and had like fucking 11 kids. And I'm number 10, and it's like all the older ones went to church, but by the time I came around, they stopped going. And when I was a kid, I had an eye patch on my eye when I was 4 years old. And if you see one eye drooping, there's a lack of muscle. So, but anyways, got the eye patch off. I started going through my dad had a lot of encyclopedias, and I went to encyclopedias. I didn't even want toys. And then it's like I didn't know how to read, but once I learned my ABCs, I tried to put the letters together. And then I just demanded my dad to teach me how to read. And then he would read for me, and then I would look at the paragraph he read, and I memorized the paragraph that he read. I got photographic memory, and I learned how to read before kindergarten. So I still use that skill today. I still memorize encyclopedias and all the fucking Bibles that I have.
Nice. It's a good skill to have. My mom taught me to read early too, so that was.
I'm not boasting about I know it all. I don't know it all because I forget shit. I get high a lot too and tired and shit.
It is a big project to kind of look and find all those contradictions in the Bible, like, because there are so many, and there's so many claims in the Bible that it gets really it gets hard to like figure out which one's which, and you really have to. It takes a lot of focus.
Okay, you go for the right links. There's Skeptics Anointed Bible. There's Infidels. There's 1001 Bible contradictions, and just type in Bible contradictions on Google. You're gonna find something that's atheist related, but you'll have the Ken Ham trying to refute them. The answers in Genesis, they want to say that all those evil evolutionists are distorting our word, and they got it wrong.
Answers in Genesis, I think, is really special because they have a whole panel of people claiming to be experts, not only on the Bible, but they're like, "Oh, well, I've got a PhD."
No, they absolutely make up shit. It's like, see, this dinosaur was here 6,000 years ago, and it's because of man's sin or the dinosaur's sin. They all fucked up and killed everybody. Too bad. But then we have incest. A family of 8. They produced everyone afterwards.
Yeah, and then there's, as you were mentioning, there's the flood story, and it's like everything with them ties back to the flood. No matter what it is, it can be explained by giant flood. That definitely never freaking happened. Like every other scientist in the world is like, nope, we're all lined up against it.
What about what about the contradictions in Jonah? You have Jonah 1 and Jonah 3, where it's either a big fish or a whale, or did he spit him out because of this, or did he spit him out because of that? And the guy lived in a big fish or a whale. And you know, the digestion process, the acidious, you know, when you eat something, acid breaks it down, and that's what would happen to that human, you know. Some kind of I don't have that scientific terms. There's, you know, the stomach acid would just eat you right up, you know. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that's probably the same in whales. I don't know if it was a big fish. Maybe fish have like a different digestive, but you're still going to get digested, right?
I'm
like,
saying there's two different stories about. There's several different stories of different events that crisscross, because it says it's going to be this way or it's going to be that way. It's going to be this way or it's going to be that way. Contradictions. Yeah. Deathcore. Deathcore is not really my thing. I don't know. I like Power Violence and Noisecore better. If you don't understand those terms, Google them.
Yeah, they were just talking metal in the side chat. I mean, I think I'm just such like a, I don't like to just define by genre. Although I guess Noisecore specifically is doing like its own. It's a very different thing. Like, but
7 minutes of nausea.
Yeah, I think I watched that one. You reposted that one a while back.
7 minutes of nausea. They have they sometimes have 300 songs on a 7-inch. It's like, and then that's it, and then another one, and whatever the fuck, you know. Bunch of 3-second songs.
Hey Esther, good to see you in the chat. And Randy.
Hey, Esther's here. Yay.
All right. Do you know of any like noisecore bands that are specifically into doing any content like about religion or anything like that? Because there's like punk bands that I listen to that are specifically into that.
Something. I don't particularly pick out something that's atheistic. I pick it out for what it sounds like. But there are another genre kind of label is gore noise. There actually is Christian gore noise that they're like putting Bible references and verses into their vocals. It may sound the same as the other gore noise, but I don't know. I don't want to listen to that shit.
Have you ever listened to punk like Bad Religion or any of that stuff?
Nah. Dead Kennedys, Crass, Potential Threat, Liberty, Flex of Pink Indians, Dirt, Andy T, Rudimentary Penny is my top favorite. Poison Girls. That's just an anarcho punk.
Yeah. I guess you consider a little more on the fringes there. Well, Crass is legendary, right? But that's still more among like the mainstream in a way, you know, in a certain sense.
It was not mainstream. They produced their own stuff, and they lived in a commune. They lived outside of society, but they still managed to press and make their records. There's like a big group thing. There's like about 12 members. There's like maybe 9 of them were involved in the music, and the others had the art and poetry. And
Right.
The writings and stuff.
Do you know 7 Seconds? They're originally from
There's a certain sound that I don't like. You know, the straight edge punk kind of thing, like kind of like a Henry Rollins type thing. Like when it came to Black Flag and other Minutemen and stuff like that. Nah, they got old for me a long time ago. That's early '80s stuff. I mean,
well, I think that even got old for Black Flag because they all do different stuff now. But
no,
Kevin
there,
Seconds,
there,
because he's in Sacramento. I've met Kevin Seconds a few times, and like what he does now is like folk music, kind of like what you were talking about. Like he just got into the whole hippie thing, so it's not even like what you would think.
There's
so
one particular band that I never got tired of, and I'll listen to it over and over again till I expire. Is Rudimentary Penny. Their first two, everything they put out, man. Rudimentary Penny is. I never got tired of them. I still listen to them. The 1980, 81 music I still listen to. It's fucking bomb. Google.
Yeah, check that out.
Google it. Rudimentary Penny. Yeah. I memorized some of their lyrics too.
Yeah, I used to be really into memorizing lyrics. Like I would go through the booklets like religiously and sure I had every word down and stuff.
I already told you that I memorized encyclopedias.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I don't have a 100% memory thing. It's just maybe selective memory.
Well, all of us have that to some extent. But so what? Like, all right, when you were talking earlier about what?
Oh, when I'm at work, guess this. When I'm at work,
what?
I get stoned while I work too, and it's like when I'm at work, I'll forget what I was supposed to do 2 minutes ago, or what am I going to do in 2 minutes, or what did I do in 2 minutes ago? I'll take my pipes.
I stopped vaping a while ago at work, like several years ago, for that exact reason. Because I'd be like, man, there's getting high, and then there's getting like super high at work, to where like, and I have to like actually face people and like answer questions and stuff. And so somebody walks up to me, and I'm just like staring at them, and I'm like, oh my god, they know I'm high. Do they know? It's like that.
Doing edibles and dab hits while you're at work is not a good idea.
Yeah, edibles, sometimes I got to be really careful with them. They will make me hallucinate sometimes and say just the wackiest, craziest things.
I had an incident where I had a bottle of syrup, and I had like 1/3 of it left, and I'm thinking that maybe I didn't shake it well when I first got it, and I took the most mega hit that I thought I was gonna fucking die. But I revived, and yeah, I did hallucinate. Saw these little bubble people that are exploding in the air. And sometimes I overdo it on the concentrate. So
yeah. So to tell a secret, actually, it's not a secret. I've probably got videos of me streaming. I have to smoke pot when I drive. Like before I drive, sometimes while I'm driving, if I get stuck in traffic, I have to have some pot, like because I have bad road rage. So it's just like bringing me back down and managing my anxiety back to normal, like just for the act of driving. So I could totally like see, we were functioning potheads. So
there's one time over a year ago. I don't know if I remember the titles of the video, but I got 293 videos. By the way, you'd have to go way back. well, whatever. I did 2 hits of bladder and thought I was gonna StreamYard, and all of a sudden, it's like the screen went scrambled and wavy and stuff, and I said, "Whoa, I can't do this. Bye, people."
Yeah, it's a fine line. Once you cross it, there's no going back.
It's, I got a couple hits of bladder, and this guy just made him so especially strong,
Dang.
Your buddies blow it up with too much liquid, and then you never know what you're getting, and you get like a super strong dose, like trying to come down for the next couple of days. It's fun. It's a fun time for me. I love really tripping hard. I'm a hard user when it's acid or shrooms. I love the experience. It's like stepping into a video game, and you're a character. Really.
I've had my most, like, what I think are like the most true, like, spiritual experiences, but it didn't make me think of like the supernatural though when I say spiritual. But when I was on shrooms, like, I saw things that I can only describe as like witnessing evolution, like, it, not in real time, but like, played out like a movie, like when I saw that happen, I was like, whoa, like, things are really complex and stuff. But I was really high, but at the same time, like, it really, like a lot of the stuff that it made things make sense to me, and it's like I could still carry that forward, like, and I don't have to, like, be shrooming to kind of still gather that memory. It's like a memory hook or whatever.
The last time I even dabbled in any of that stuff was like a year ago. It's just buddy gave me some. Oh yeah, I want to tell another short story that one of my Christian friends said, well, you may deny God, you may not believe in him, but just you wait. If you're about to get into a car accident, you'll call out. Actually, I was going down the freeway, and there's a wrong way driver, and saying, "Oh shit, this is it." And somehow I veered out of the way, he veered out of the way, whatever. It was like a near miss, and I didn't think about God at all. I said, "What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?" And I've had I was there was some I was on a dark corner, and some guy wanted to hold me up and mug me. I kind of knew that he only had a finger in my back. He's unarmed mugging, but anyways, he managed to snake my wallet. But and then once he did that, he says, "Now I want your jacket, your backpack, and blah blah blah." And I called his bluff. I said, "Why don't you just shoot me?" No way I'm giving up my cell phone, my coat, and all that crap. But anyway, and then I'm thinking cell phone, yeah. And then once he saw me dialing, he took off running. Yeah, I don't like police, but what was I going to do in that situation? But they caught him right away. They caught him right away. And I got my wallet back, and there's no money missing. I got all my cards. So. But anyways, there's never a thought of God. Never a thought of God. So what am I going to do? So anyone who says you're going to pray to God just before you die, I might have died there if he really was armed. He tried to punch me, and didn't even fucking hurt. But I figured if I retaliated and beat the fuck out of him, I'd be in trouble.
Well, I mean, no, if it's self defense in most places, I mean, the cops are gonna know. It's like, but you got to be careful with that too. I mean, with maybe you call the guy's bluff. He does have a gun, or he shoots you, or like a friend of mine in Sacramento got robbed at gunpoint, and he didn't even realize the guy had a gun at the time, and when he turned to try to defend himself, the guy just pistol whipped him and knocked him out with a pistol. So. So that that happened. He got his wallet taken. I think they took his car. All he had was his cell phone, and so he called the cops, but they didn't even catch that guy. They ended up finding the car stripped out.
I think the last time I ever prayed was when shit, I don't know, probably before my mom died, and shit, she died anyway. So what the fuck good was it, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you pray, like, you're really talking to yourself, and you're like hoping for good things, maybe, I think. But yeah, like the whole near death experience thing, like, I don't think, in my experience, I tried to commit suicide when I was a teenager, and I wasn't praying to God. It was totally thinking about myself. I was like, well, when they find me, blah blah blah, I'm gonna show them, and there was no thought of, and I did end up having a near death experience, and I ended up I woke up in an ambulance, and I clearly remember, waking up and they had a freaking tube down my throat, and it was like, shit, I'm still here, like.
Yeah, I've had many. I've overdosed on drugs, and I've overdosed on alcohol. I might have been in a hospital over a dozen occasions. I can remember the flat line. I can remember the paddles and shit. So I don't know. I can remember a near flat line, but I never thought of a God. Never thought of a God. You're about to die. You never thought of a God. Actually, I guess whatever medicine they were giving me, or whatever the fuck they did, revived me. Whatever the fuck. But there's never a thought of God.
Yeah, I think, I remember a lot of people preaching at me when I was younger. And it was like, in some way too, when you're a young person, you're looking for answers, and people just say, well, pray about it. And then you kind of do it out of spite, right? Like, I used to, like, if I did try to talk to God, I would be like yelling at him, like dramatically, like, why did you do this to me, God? But like, actually, like, I was like, because there was nobody could give me answers, to.
When I was questioning my faith, when I was questioning my faith way back in the late '90s, before my actual conclusion, damn, what the fuck am I getting into? No, I'm forgetting. Fuck. Damn, I'm forgetting the damn story. You know what happens when I get high and remember shit. Damn it. So what's up, Kevin?
Yeah, just it's been a good chat. I don't want to keep you too long because I know you're out there in the Indian.
So yeah, now I remember. I remember the story. Back when I was questioning my faith, I told myself I had to read the entire Bible. I have to read the entire Bible. I used to like cherry pick the Psalms. I never really cherry picked through Job, but I decided to read all 42 chapters. And if you read the entire book, it's just God bullying him chapter after chapter, beating the fuck out of this guy. I mean, for God so loved the world. Let's beat the fuck out of Job for 42 chapters. Oh, and then that magical ending where all of a sudden has everything back, but it's new, like all his livestock, all his family, this and that, everything new again. It's all good now. I beat the fuck out of you for 41 chapters. Now 42nd chapter. Oh, here's a magical surprise.
Yeah, what killed his ox, killed his wife, right? Like everybody.
A family of 10.
That was actually one of my favorite stories when I was reading the Bible. I haven't done it like recently, but when I was young, I used to. But I had a bit of a persecution complex, which I probably
I did 2 full chapters of Job 1 and 2. That might be an old video. It's called Satan is not really the bad guy. It was like over a year ago. And I went through Job 1 and 2, but then I had to mention Isaiah 45:7, where God says he is evil. He creates evil. Yeah. So God calls himself evil. And
yeah, they're like God created everything, but not evil. Like not bad stuff. God doesn't do bad stuff. That's all man's fault or something. I don't know. Satan's fault. Yeah, just blame Satan. Even though God had to have created Satan too. Like friggin' nonsense.
Genesis 7:21, the big major genocide story where he kills everyone in the fucking flood. Now he's supposed to be the good guy.
Yeah, but when God kills people, it's like righteous or something, right? Like God, because God can't do anything wrong. Like it's okay for God to do it. You just can't do it. Like, is that why they said the tree was the tree of knowledge in the garden? That was the one that they weren't supposed to eat from, right? Like, God does bad stuff.
There's another contradiction video where in Galatians 5, it's a sin about dancing, but then in 1 Samuel 18, there's these cheerleaders for genocide. Okay, Saul only kills thousands, but David, he kills tens of thousands. That's in 1 Samuel 18.
We got a conversation in the side chat. I just want to address Randy, congratulations. And look at the trees. Yeah, I was talking to you this morning. We were talking a bit about that. And addiction, man, is a monster. And it could drive a lot of people to religion, right? Like, personally, for me, I got into the drugs and away from the religion, but it's because I was in AA meetings when I was a kid. But I was on tons of pharmaceuticals. They said I had ADHD and bipolar and all this different shit. And they put me on like tons of pharmaceuticals, and I had to get myself off of them. And they told me, if you stop taking these medications, you're going to end up in a mental institution. And I was like, well, we'll see about that. And then I ended up, after a couple of overdoses, trying to I just weaned myself. Well, I didn't. I mean, I literally weaned myself completely off of them and just smoked pot. And yeah, that's pretty much the way it's been. Like, I'm still like really hesitant even to take aspirin. But I am taking one medication right now, daily medication to help me quit smoking. But it's just a single dose. But it's like, man, when they get you onto like when it's the doctors and they get you onto like cocktails of drugs for whatever's ailing you, and you just have to like question, well, yeah, like how many doses should I have to take every day of all these different pharmaceutical drugs to get the quality of life I'm looking for? If I could just smoke pot, and that was back before it was legal. So it's like now like we could, just say, well, yeah, I just smoke weed for my anxiety. I don't need 10 different freaking pills every morning or whatever.
I've been keeping like an ounce of weed here along with maybe half ounce of various concentrates like wax, moon rocks, hash, and stuff. So I'm kind of like tripping every day. Like right now.
Yeah, that's good to be able to. You got to be able to maintain like your sense of
Oh,
reasoning. Again, when we
I've
came up with this conversation
9 months without alcohol. I haven't had a drink in 9 months. No alcohol for 9 months.
nice, congratulations, Mo.
I'm gonna keep on going.
Are you going to meetings or anything like
Fuck
that? Or are you
no.
just doing it your own way?
Fuck
No.
no. My own strength. I just tell myself no every day. I still think about it.
I was
But
looking
they
into
know.
like secular groups for that because there are some online secular
No,
groups
no,
for meetings
no,
that aren't.
no, no,
No.
no. Me. I'm doing it. Me.
Well, that's I love it, man. It's a lot of willpower. I mean, I've cut back a lot on my consumption. I'm still drinking a little bit, but not nearly as much as I was. And
If I don't know if weed was still illegal. I don't know. Well, I'd still have. Before it got legal, I wasn't into the strong weed or concentrates. I just get whatever my buddy screw, which was probably a lot lower THC than all this dispo weed. Because you look at the dispo weed, you pick out the stronger content.
yeah, I also find like for different like times, like when I'm at work, I'd sometimes rather have like a higher CBD strain. Whereas like when I'm getting ready to relax, more THC, like I like that to check out that balance.
Well, this pipe, I put a little bud in it. Then I spread on some butter, put wax, moon rock,
I think slightly to the okay, there we go. Oh, that's your
a cocktail of mixtures. It's got like a weed, wax, moon rock.
yeah. To Randy's point in the comments, I mean, if you're able to do it with your own willpower, man, like that is awesome, and I agree with that as far as like a stoic perspective. But to people who do struggle more, like I myself have to ask for help sometimes. I've asked for help around the atheist community, like as sometimes you get that low, and but I'm glad it didn't go that way for you, and it's you're able to do it with your own willpower, man. Like.
Oh, I had to do it a year straight. I got drunk driving a few years back, and they made me do daily breathalyzers and go to meetings like ugh, go to meetings at least 2 or 3 times a week, and then do daily breathalyzers 3 times a day, which was a mobile unit I carried with me, and I did that for a year straight, and then I didn't stay quit. Once I turned in my breathalyzer and I was free to go, I went right to the liquor store and get me a fifth of Henny. So when I had to do it, I did it, but now I'm doing it for more of a health wise reason. I'm so chipper and exuberant. I'm embarrassed if anyone looks at my videos I made a year ago. Because sometimes I was slurring my speech and I was making dumb fuck videos. I'm making a lot better videos the way I am now.
Well, okay. Do you remember what the last video you did was? How long has it been?
Circular dumb shit. I did Ezekiel 18 straight through. And if you read Ezekiel 18 straight through, it's got 30 verses and contradictions jumping back and forth. It's like, okay, the soul that sinneth, it should die. Okay, that's a Christian cherry pick. They'll say, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. That's only 7 words out of a verse that's 42 words long. And then the contradictions come about where no, you're not going to die for the sins of your father. Bullshit. And then well, if the wicked could turn away, then he will not die. Or if the righteous do this, or the wicked do this and blah blah blah, circular dumb shit.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I definitely recommend everybody go check that out. If you're not, check out
Oh
it.
man, I surpassed
thank you.
10,000 views. I'm past 10,000 views, but my subs are low, and my subs are pretty damn low. Like check me out. Whatever the fuck.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of it's like there's curves of growth with YouTube, I find, like, and the longer you stick with it, more people catch on and start to kind of take you seriously, because there's a lot of people making content. Much
Well, I got over 10,000 views, so it means that majority of like 90 something percent are just not clicking the subscribe.
yeah, I know what you mean, and it's like
Not even a like.
like there are certainly like theist creators out there who just go around trolling atheist videos, looking at who they want to go mess with today. Like, that's a thing. But I see we're approaching the hour, and you said you had your hard stop, so I want to make sure that we if you wanted to shill, well, if you're shilling
I
off.
already said my name's Atheist Mo on YouTube.
You're doing the Facebook thing too? Are you on Twitter?
Oh, I don't do Facebook videos because I end up getting banned from Facebook. I post some really blasphemous, vulgar shit on Facebook. But it's kind of like walking on eggshells. You got to be really careful what you do on Facebook. Because I've been doing my YouTube for 2.5 years, and I haven't had any kind of infraction or wrongdoing.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you stick with the atheist groups, I think most of the time. Plus, there's like
no, I don't like Facebook groups. No.
they actually have separate rules to where you can't even get flagged in groups, where like the mods have more power. So
no, I don't like Facebook groups. I don't like Facebook groups. I only have a few of them, and it's the ones that are cool.
Oh, I'm in way too many of them, but I don't participate nearly as much as I should. But there's a few.
Leave most. I
like
leave
Andy Hall has a
with
group
most.
there. It's really cool.
Yeah. If you look at my channel, I haven't done anything for a couple weeks, but I want to get back into it. The weeping, the wailing, and the gnashing of teeth. You can look at Matthew 13, Mark 9, and Matthew 25. You know that parable of the sower bullshit where they burn up the weeds or something like that, some kind of dumb shit like that. The weeds supposed to represent the wicked, the ones who don't believe and shit. It's all about the ones who don't believe. I'm gonna torture you to fucking. But it's supposed to be after death. How are you supposed to torture a dead person?
Yeah, you have this eternal spirit that can just experience like the same. Like, what's the point of having a spirit?
With the Old Testament, God is He punishes you during life to death, but with Jesus, it's I'm gonna punish you after you're dead. Weeping, wailing, gnashing of teeth, torment, fire.
And he made us just to have this weird test, like this moral test, where he allows us to be tempted by sin, and if we sin, he's going to punish us forever. Like, why would even like we're the strangest moral science experiment God ever created.
Didn't me and you do something about Genesis 38 where it's like, remember he said it was all good back in 131 in Genesis. It was oh yeah, 38. 7 to 10 or something like that. Where was wicked in the sight of the Lord, so the Lord slew him. So someone was created wicked, and then he kills him, and then his brother had to step into place with the dead brother had a wife. Now he's got to take his place and boink on this lady that was his deceased brother's wife. And then he pulled his wiener out and jacked it up on the ground instead. And that got God really angry. So he killed him too.
Wait, did you say he masturbated? I didn't. Is that what
no,
it said?
in Genesis 38:10, it says that no, he did the withdrawal method. He was boinking on this woman, but he didn't want to come in there, so he withdrew it and blasted it on the ground instead. So God killed him.
He got deceased for pulling out. Man, that's it. Now we're like, yeah, man, you don't need a condom when you're, just pull out. Like, but back then they were like, don't do that. God
wants you to raw dog it and blast it in. He wants children so he could smash you to death on rocks in Psalm 137:9. You gotta have some babies. Wah, 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 to the rocks. 137.
Yeah, unless there's a particular group of people, I think, in the Bible they single out. They're like, yeah, if you see those guys, yeah, go ahead and kill their babies. Like, I can't remember on this.
Jeremiah 13, 14, Hosea 10, 14, where you take mothers, fathers, and children, you smash them together so hard that they break to pieces. You smash these people so hard together that they break to pieces. That's the families, the mother, father, children together. Smash them to pieces. Hosea 10:14 and Jeremiah 13:14. So we're going to leave now. Bye. Sub to my channel, like my videos, comment on them. And yeah, I'm gonna view more of your videos and look at the trees. And he's a new sub, by the way, and it's cool. Later, bye.
All right, y'all. Thanks for coming. Thank you for coming, Mo. Check out Look at the Trees as well. We had a conversation this morning. All good things. All good things. I was gonna show you like a fucked up video before I go. You guys want to see like a really messed up video? Yeah, it's not really messed up, but it's kind of messed up. Oh, we'll just do it. We'll do it. I uploaded the video. We're gonna watch this. Don't tell nobody.
Get off my butt, bitch! Get off my butt! You can shit! Here, here's your stick. Get that shit, sucking bitch! I'll kill you! Bitch! Go ahead, there's something you can. Where's your cops? I'm shooting shit out of my country. Yeah, I know. Get off, bitch. Bitch. I know, folks. But you know me. Yeah, I am. I'm a kill gangster. This is my
crazy. She really crazy. I love her.
Boss life. Good night and good luck, everybody. Much love. Be well. Stay trusty.